we need to talk about Christmas dinner. Because every year we spend days cooking to sit down for 20 minutes and spiral over spuds, sprouts, and that one comment that family member made that just ruined the whole vibe. Hi, I'm Kylie May and welcome back to Christmas Curiosities, where we go through all your favourite festive traditions and the history behind them. Part 1. Christmas dinner was never about enjoyment. It was about survival. Medieval Europe, winter meant limited food, no fresh crops, high illness and death rates. So Christmas was the only time that people were encouraged to eat as much as they could. A full table meant you survived the year, had the resources, and you weren't going to starve to death. So your nan isn't being dramatic, she's operating on medieval firmware. Part 2. Why the turkey one? Okay, so turkey isn't actually ancient Christmas tradition. Earlier Christmas meats included goose, very common in England, beef, venison, and wild boar, if you were rich. Turkey only arrived in Europe in the 16th century and it didn't even dominate Christmas until the Victorian era. Why? Because it was cheaper than goose, big enough to feed large families, and seen as fashionable thanks to upper class trends. Part 3. Why Christmas food is heavy, beige, and therapeutic. Christmas food is intentionally heavy. Carbs, fats, gravies, roasties, these aren't accidents. They're winter survival foods. Historically high-calorie meals help people stay warm, feel full for longer, and mentally cope with the dark and cold. Part 4. Sprouts and why we keep eating food that we hate. Sprouts didn't even exist before World War II, but they were becoming widespread in Britain during wartime rationing. And it's because they were affordable, easy to get, full of nutrients, and they grow well in cold climates, like the UK. Over time, sprouts became associated with discipline and not being wasteful, becoming less about taste and more about moral character. That's why every year someone lies and says, I love sprouts. No, you don't. You Stockholm syndromed yourself into compliance. Part 5. The kitchen is where the real drama happens. Every Christmas has it. One person doing everything, one person banned from the kitchen, and one person asking, do you need any help? But not actually helping. And historically, Christmas food has been tied to women's unpaid labour, domestic expectations, and emotional responsibility. For generations, women were expected to plan the meal, cook the meal, make it magical, and keep the together all while doing it. Which is why Christmas dinner stress isn't about turkey, it's about pressure, perfection, and being judged on something that's meant to be effortless. Part 6. So why do we still do it? Because food is memory. Smell is one of the strongest triggers for emotional recall, stronger than sight or sound. It reminds people of what felt safe, who used to be there, when things were just simpler. Even when someone ruins the gravy. We keep doing it because it says, you're here, you made it, and we survived another year. And honestly, that matters. So Merry Christmas, eat your dinner, enjoy the potatoes, but skip the sprouts if you want to.